Hey guys, this is the Viper Stealth, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about 11 ways to keep the Division fresh in the end game. So I've had a couple of friends who play this game and they're starting to switch over to other games, and that's completely cool. I think it's a good idea to kind of, mix up the games you're playing. But I think one of the big issues about this is that I've noticed a lot of people are going off Division 2 and they've barely even scratched the surface with the amount of content that is in this game. So I just wanted to go through this video and basically give 11 things that you can do in the end game to keep Division fresh. This doesn't include all of the story, all of the kind of the pre-end game, the main part of the game. So let's crack into it. I think the first one that most of these people that are migrating away from Division aren't doing is optimizing their loadouts. So make sure that you've got 6 loadouts and make sure that each of them are optimized for what they need to do. So for example, I've got one that is a true Patriot gear set. I'm not finished. As soon as I find a new different piece of equipment, it basically bumps up the gear score, and I make sure that the talents and mods are all kind of exactly where they need to be. I've got one that's a 1,000,000 damage sniper rifle shot, so there's a great loadout, and again, not finished with that. It's pretty much there but not really there. Skill based loadout, which is my favorite. It just terrorizes the enemy and just it's great fun to use. I've got a really high armor PvP loadout, which is good, and I've got like a hardwired loadout which I'm experimenting with. I've just recently unlocked it. I've done a video on hardwires, so check it out if you've not seen it already. And I've got this kind of Division PvE, which is at the moment it's just high gear score, but it's the loadout that I just play around with and experiment with certain things. But if you are considering leaving the Division without doing this, without optimizing a loadout, you are seriously missing out on like a huge part of what the Division is. So learn how to optimize loadouts. I've done another video on that as well. It's beneficial, it's more fun. I think the second tip that I've got is try new weapons and try new playstyles. Now, a lot of people come to this game, they might use an assault rifle, they might use an SMG, and they stick to that. They never really get onto the sniper rifles, they never really try the LMGs and all the different weapons that this game has to offer. There's a reason why you can't upscale the weapons in the Division, and that is because they want to keep the game fresh with you trying new weapons. And your new favorite weapon is just a new try away. So try the weapons that you thought you wouldn't like the marksman rifles and all that things. Create a loadout dedicated to these kind of things, so that way you can really experiment and experience all of the game in its entirety. The third tip is to basically get involved with the Dark Zone. So I'm Dark Zone level 50. Dark Zones are the 3 areas of the map which are down here, over here to the east, and then one over here to the west. So make sure you are playing around the Dark Zones, they're quite fun. Another tip is to make it even more interesting is to matchmake with people. So if you go over here to the matchmaking options, you've got a Dark Zone as an option to matchmake, so you don't need to go into the Dark Zone on your own. It's a really good way to keep it fresh, and also get involved in other PvP game modes such as Conflict. I've not played Conflict a lot. I've still managed to put in this game well over 350 hours, whereas most of my friends list has done like 100 to 2 hours. So there's lots of potential here for me to even get involved in Conflict. So don't ignore PvP in terms of Dark Zone and Conflict. That's a great way to really elongate the game and get more value out of it. Next up is side missions and decontamination zones. So the little side missions will appear as like a blue icon on the map, and decontamination zones will appear like these, but they'll be in red. Make sure you're not kind of sleeping on those, because it's a good piece of content. You get good collectibles and all sorts of stuff from there. So don't leave the game without completing these core parts of the missions. They're not just kind of forgetful things. Just give them a go, because they're good little pieces of content there. Another thing is bounties. So I've completed a load of bounties, but if you come to the map menu and press R1, you get bounties, and all you need to do is kind of click onto these and get started. You can matchmake as well with these. So if you're finding this game a little bit boring, just wandering around the streets, and you've not really got any main objective, why not just go on a bounty bash and just claim a load of bounties? They're really good for XP. If you can complete these pretty quickly, they drop a lot of XP, they drop a lot of boss loot, so they're great activities to get involved in. Another thing is projects. So the good thing with projects is they get you to do things which maybe you wouldn't have normally have done. So they've normally got like daily missions and VIP missions. They've also got more random things, like this is the hard white gear set challenge, and also some dark zone projects here, dark zone daily and weekly projects. So don't sleep on the projects either. Projects are a really good way to kind of encourage you to do all different sorts of missions and get involved in things that you maybe normally wouldn't have done so. Another thing that's coming up at the moment, but it'll probably be live very soon, is the raids. So the raids is this chopper here, and that'll be available soon. It's not available now, but this will be a great thing to do once they're available to elongate the life of the game a little bit. Another thing is collectibles. So if we come out of this map menu and if we go into the options and then into progression, you've got collectibles. So there's a load of collectibles lying around the map, and basically don't forget to review these, because this is part of the storyline, part of the game. It gets you more involved in what's going on, and they're very very interesting, like cinematics and little pieces and bits and bobs that you find around the map. So yeah, do check out the collectibles. A lot of people go off this game and go offline without even checking through all of these notifications and seeing what's new and getting more involved in the world of the Division. Next up is commendations. So if we press R1 and go to commendations, you can see that there's all sorts of challenges that you can complete here. And if you hold square on this screen, they tell you like what you're close to completing. So this is a very good way to get these kind of arm patches that you have, that you can see on the left of my screen. I've got a picture of a snake because I'm Vibe Stealth, but you can go through here and see what you're close to finishing, and that way it gives you a little bit of purpose and something else to do. And then moving along the menu, you've also got club challenges. So this is Ubisoft club challenges. As you scroll down here, you can see all the things that you need to do. The unfortunate thing about these that a lot of people forget is that you actually need to activate these. So I've left this one unactivated, but these I've already activated. So all you need to do is go up to here, click activate challenge. It's X on PlayStation, and then that becomes active, and now you can start contributing to that. So for example, this is asking eliminate outcast using a shotgun. I very rarely use a shotgun, so it's cool for me to be able to have a look through my stash and pick out the ACS or something like that, and just choose a shotgun that I don't often play with, and then just go and have a bit of fun, something new, something different. So do make sure you're activating the club challenges, and also when you believe you've completed it, come back and press X to claim your reward. And then lastly, the big one, don't forget that you can get a platinum trophy on this game. So do go to the PlayStation trophies or the Xbox trophies, PC trophies, the trophy system, and make sure that you're kind of contributing to that, because I've recently got the platinum trophy for Division 2, and don't leave the game before you've done these kind of basic things. Let me know in the comments if you've got any tips or things that you would recommend doing to get a little bit more life out of the game, or things that you really enjoy doing. But if you've liked this video and it's given you some good ideas, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you very much.